Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour is almost here. Soon we will hear about all the latest and greatest information on a bunch of Dragon Ball games, like Xenoverse 2, Sparking Zero, Fighters, and yes, even the new Age 1000 game. So today I will be making my final predictions on all the new announcements we can get, as well as settling once and for all if Age 1000 really is the Xenoverse 3. Hey, what's going on guys? You're watching the Modding Corner, and let's get started.
Check this out.
Wow, Broly and Gogeta?
Let's just get Dokkan Legends and Gekishin out the way. I don't think there's going to be much shown off at Battle Hour that we just don't already know about. As for Gekishin, we know that the last character that they haven't released yet in Season 4 is Kid Buu. We might get a Season 5 tease, but regardless, we're going to see it soon, so it doesn't matter that much. Same with Dokkan and Legends, as we get new characters for those games every month, so seeing frequent news for them isn't really all that shocking. Their presence will more so be felt in just the actual event itself than any worthwhile new news, in my opinion. Though, Legends does have an anniversary coming up, so we could get something for that. But I think the most hype thing we'll see at this for those games is just a new character reveal, which, let's be honest, happens every month. Anyway, let's just get a move on to the games you guys actually clicked on this video to see me talk about. Vegeta, please, let my suffering end, Vegeta. Yes! Let's go! Sparking. I feel like it's been a while since anyone's had anything really meaningful to say about that game. However, we did recently get Mission 100, which, while I do think is kind of annoying in some aspects, did do a pretty good job at extending the game's runtime. However, at the Genki Damatsuri, we did see a brand new trailer for Sparking Zero, showing off some of the stuff that we could be seeing during the summer update. So I think at Battle Hour, we'll get to see all of the brand new stuff that comes with it. But first, let's talk about what was in that original trailer. Now, the new things we're going to be getting are stuff like new skills, new stage packs, as well as new cosmetics and outfits for the character. However, we did see something really interesting with this brand new mode, showing this map-like structure that kind of reminds me of Dragon Universe from Budokai 3, which, if you haven't played it, was like a RPG mode where you could go around fighting different characters, leveling up, and adjusting your attributes. Hey, wait a minute. However, based off the few seconds we see of this mode, we do see a map-like structure as well as different icons you can go to, which is presumably different missions you can do. Now, one of the biggest problems I had with Mission 100 was its reward structure, as I feel like getting a Z rank on all of them wasn't really worth the effort outside of bragging rights. Because all you get in it are titles, which, if you're someone who doesn't play online all the time, isn't really that much of a flex. So I feel like if we're going to take this opportunity to add new cosmetics to the game, we should also use this new mode that add those cosmetics in. Imagine if you beat a mission here and you get a new aura, or a mission here and you get a new costume that has a new super attack built into it. That way you have actual stuff to look forward to in this new mode besides just titles, which will not only incentivize people to play the game again, but even people who might have dropped the game because they want to see all these new cosmetics or show them off to their friends whenever they come over to play the game. We have so much wasted potential in Sparking Zero when it comes down to cosmetics, like a whole costume slot, a whole aura section that is only used for like one aura max, different types of accessories, and no way to get anything besides the shops. So I think adding these brand new cosmetics as unlockables in this mode would just incentivize playing it even more and actually give all the players of the game something to look forward to. Now, we also got some characters that were shown off in this trailer, but I'm gonna be honest, none of these seem particularly hyped to me. Now, a while ago in the Sparking video, I said that there's no characters left to add, and I think I could have phrased that better. What I really meant to say was that there's no hype characters left to add. Between the base game and the DLC, we got all the hype characters that everybody really wants to play as. Characters like UI Goku, Super Saiyan 4 and Blue Gogeta, Beast Gohan. All the powerhouses are already in the game. So basically, all we have left are C-listers. Again, if you're excited for characters like Super 17 joining the roster, or Mercenary Tao, I know one of you are, or even characters like Demon King Piccolo, who I'm the most excited for personally, it's just not really all that hype to me because these are basically C-list characters that will never really see any playtime outside of local co-op. And again, it'd be one thing if, oh, these characters are coming out and they're gonna be free for the game. If they're free, I have absolutely no complaints to whoever they add. But if you're charging the same prices that you charged for the first DLCs, I'm out, because ain't no way you're about to get me to pay $17, $18 just to play a Super Saiyan Bardock, a character who should have been in the base game. As well as characters like Super 17. But I feel like if you cobble these here nigga damn characters into a DLC, it's just not gonna go well. And hey, maybe you could even unlock these characters via the new mode as well, just to make that mode stand out. But what can you do? If the new characters are made, I'll let you know. But I hope that new mode really comes through in bringing people back to the game, as I feel like tying the cosmetics and even new characters to it would make it feel so much more fleshed out. But hey, worst case scenario, Sparking Zero is finally getting a Kageyama intro, thank God!
Don't worry. Experience requires time. You'll get there. There are no shortcuts when it comes to getting stronger.
Liar!
FighterZ is coming back. Guys, you have no idea how excited I am that FighterZ gets to come back. Because even though I'm pretty bad at the game, I love watching the community around it. Because when we got that balance patch a couple of months ago alongside the announcement of a Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku, I popped off immediately. Because if we're getting a new character for the game, that could mean we could be getting a potential new DLC season of the game. Once the tournament ends, we're definitely going to be seeing some new gameplay of Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku. But hopefully alongside it, we could get a release date of him, which shouldn't be too much longer. Since I feel like since we knew about him about 6 months in advance, he should be ready hopefully around May, June-ish, right? And then maybe another announcement we could get at the Battle Hour is more DLC. Now, I already made a full FighterZ video predicting what characters we would get if we were to get a hypothetical 4th season pass. But what I really want to talk about is how long can they keep this game going for afterwards? Because I feel like if we get another season, that could extend this game's lifespan by another 2 years. Imagine if we got another half and half season where the first 3 characters were Daima focused and another 3 characters were based off something like Superhero. But if it's also just another one and done character like Android 21, I won't be too upset because we got FighterZ back just for another year. Honestly, I'm surprised FighterZ didn't get a sequel above anything else, but considering how busy Arxis has been, I can see why they kind of slipped on managing that game a bit. But we still don't really know all that much going into Battle Hour. Again, the most guaranteed thing is definitely a trailer of some kind for Daima Goku. But we're gonna have to wait and to see before we can make any real predictions on a new season or not. But I think it's gonna happen. So my prediction for FighterZ will be we're getting a new season pass. If not, well, f me, I tried. But let's move on to Xenoverse.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! You keep digging!
Xenoverse 2! Had really good DLCs last year, I'm not gonna lie. Between the Daima Pack and Future Saga Chapter 3, we actually have a pretty good run of DLCs going on right now. Especially with how Future Saga Chapter 3 expanded so much on the story by adding the dating sim mode. And even a little cutscene with Few at the end, which has made the build up to Chapter 4 one of the most anticipated DLCs I've ever seen for this game. Even the Dragon Ball Games Twitter has been getting in on this, seeing as they've been recapping the entire story of Xenoverse 2 over there in the form of these little time patroller diaries that they've been doing. At the time I'm recording this video, they are currently up to Future Saga Chapter 2, with Future Saga Chapter 3 likely coming out the following Tuesday, which means the next time we'll probably see it will be that first reveal of Future Saga Chapter 4. Now the question is, what things will we see announced at Battle Hour involving Future Saga Chapter 4? A couple months ago on Steam, it said that Future Saga Chapter 4 could potentially only have one new character, with that one character definitely being Ultra Super Villain Few, as it's something that's been built up to ever since the start of the Future Saga, with him experimenting his Ultra Super Villain powers on himself more and more throughout the DLC. Also, hopefully Future Saga Chapter 4 will be the DLC to finally wrap up Few's time as a villain, as he's basically been the main antagonist for Xenoverse 2 for what feels like forever at this point. Now, do I think we're going to be getting just one new character? No, but if we do get another potential character, I do have some characters I want to see, like maybe another Daima tie-in with Goma, or even an Ultra Super Villain version of one of the Xenoverse 1 characters like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Omega Shenron, or even Beerus, as they have plenty of moves that were never adapted in the Xenoverse. Or this could be our first chance at potentially seeing an Ultra Superhero form, which is something I've been theorizing about for a year, as we still don't know what that green energy was encircling the Ultra Super Villain crystal at the end of that Future Saga Chapter 3 trip. But yeah, as far as potential Xenoverse 2 character DLC goes, I can see it being either Goma, Ultra Super Villain or Hero Gogeta, Ultra Super Villain Beerus, or Ultra Super Villain Omega Shenron. As for what I want to see in the story, I definitely want Chapter 4 to be the end of the quote-unquote Fuse saga that lasted from Infinite History all the way up till now, as Fuse has been a really fascinating character to follow, starting off as more of a Saturday morning cartoon kind of villain until actually growing into a genuine menace. But we know his intentions are still good at heart, as he's trying to predict a future that can come to pass, with that future outcome may or may not involving the deaths of our CAC in some way. But hopefully at Battle Hour we can see the first glimpses of that DLC. But the question is, will it be the final DLC? As this is Xenoverse's 10th year as an active Dragon Ball game. Or maybe the possibility that Chapter 4 could tie into Age 1000, but that's getting into the if Age 1000 is Xenoverse 3 territory. So that being said, what I'm expecting from Xenoverse 2 out of Battle Hour is a new character confirmation, as well as a potential first look at what the story can be. As well as them maybe potentially ending those story recaps on Twitter by showing off the new DLC. Or maybe announcing it's the final DLC. But before we get to our final predictions for Age 1000, let's talk about some predictions from viewers of the channel. Hey, I'm gonna let you get back to the video, but did you know only 20% of my viewers are subscribed? I'm trying to hit 50k by the end of 2026, so a little like and sub goes a very long way. And if you're feeling super generous, you can also hype the video, as it lets YouTube know that you want to see more videos like this. That's all, back to the mods. Now, about a week ago, I asked some of you all in my community tab, what do you think Age 1000 will be? And if it is Xenoverse 3 or not. So let's see what some of you guys think it is. This one is from Vo1Die. They say they want Age 1000 to be conceptually what Sparking Zero is to the Tenkaichi series, keeping the same core stuff, but expanding on it with brand new mechanics and features that would lend themselves to creating the ultimate Dragon Ball CAC experience. Stuff like Kakarot's open world, Sparking's graphics, and terrain destruction, while also adding things like transforming hair and more customization options. Also a Breakers mode so that we can play Breakers without playing Breakers. Yeah, keep dreaming, buddy. Ranger Gokuda says that they would like to see an original story because they feel like Dragon Ball, especially Dragon Ball Super, has relied on Goku and Vegeta for everything. Me personally, I would love to see an original story. As I said in my other video, I really don't care much for the Time Patrol / Demon Realm dynamics anymore, and I feel like it really dragged out its course in Xenoverse, and especially because of stuff like Dragon Ball Heroes kind of taking the concept and overblowing it to an extreme. If we get things like original characters, while maybe seeing the original cast for some things or in flashbacks, or even as like ways to train with them and use their moves, that would be ideal in my opinion, but we'll see. Cam10_84 says that they don't think it's going to be a sequel to Xenoverse in the traditional sense, but more of a sequel in a way that Xenoverse is a sequel to Online, which is something that'll take its spiritual elements and kind of elevate it to a different gameplay style, with a game where you can travel the new Dragon Ball world with a Time Breakers plot kind of going on in the background and not being a main focus like in Xenoverse. I do think if it's not Xenoverse 3, this is definitely the best direction to go down, as we haven't seen a traditional MMO style game from the Dragon Ball series since Dragon Ball Online. And yeah, I know that game kind of crashed and burned, but it never really got a fair chance outside of Eastern markets. But if it's deconfirmed to be a full sequel to Xenoverse 3, this is pretty much the best I got in terms of what it could be, because it's just something that we haven't seen for a while. Aegis believes that it is Xenoverse 3, but it also wants it to be Xenoverse 3 with some ideas from pre-existing Dragon Ball games like the tournaments from Budokai and the story creation of Sparking Zero, and also the Hero Coliseum coming back. Oh my god, we found the one Hero Coliseum shooter. I'm sorry they abandoned you. But I kind of disagree in the sense where I don't want this game to take too much from the other Dragon Ball games and more so kind of do its own thing. We already have tournament stuff in Sparking Zero already. Billy Baba said that John 1000 personally emailed him confirming that Age 1000 is Xenoverse 3. His goat would never lie to him. We'll see about that. He follows me on Twitter too, so he better not lie to me either. But let's talk about what you all are here for. Do I, the Modding Corner, think that Xenoverse 3 is Age 1000? Well, before I give an honest answer, let's establish one rule, a binding vow if you will. Because if the game's title isn't Xenoverse 3, but is Xenoverse-like, I'm not gonna hop on a soapbox and say, "Haha, I told you so." So that's why I'm just gonna set my requirements right here, right now. For me, I will deem Age 1000 as Xenoverse 3 if it can hit one, just one, of my 3 requirements. Again, I'm only asking for it to hit just one. Requirement 1 is if the game is just flat out called Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and that's the game's official title. Requirement 2 is if it is an action RPG developed by Dimp Studio, featuring CACs, even if it's just one race, if it's just that, I will give that to y'all. I will call that Xenoverse 3 if that's all we see. And if it's not either of those things, my third and final way I think we can get away with calling it Xenoverse 3 is if it directly ties into Xenoverse's lore and has some of its elements, kind of like how Breakers is a spin-off of Xenoverse, but not like how Kakarot is connected to Xenoverse by loose lore only. We would need to see characters like Xenotrunks and Supreme Kai at time appear to make any real sequel connection. But based off everything we've seen, I can't lie to you guys, it probably is Xenoverse 3. Now, again, I'm keeping my expectations in check. I've been burnt before, and you all have seen my kind of journey of like coping if it is or isn't Xenoverse 3. Like, I'm going through the 5 stages of grief over this shit. I take this Xenoverse shit seriously, dog. Like, I really take this Xenoverse shit seriously. But if it is or isn't, like I said, the game looks fun regardless. I cannot wait to see actual gameplay of it, hopefully at Battle Hour. If it is Xenoverse 3, I'll be happy. If it's something cool, I'll be happy too. Maybe not as happy as if it's, oh, Xenoverse 3, but still pretty happy. And if it is, you guys get that feat reveal. And if it isn't, blame Rhyme Style. He said it would be.